It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football and certainly the loudest as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The scene just a few moments ago, predictably loud and raucous here at Arrowhead as their beloved Chiefs took field, and they are set to match up with the Houston Texans. And whistle blown, a timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
With fall around the corner, football is back, America, and we're underway on EA Sports. Jerick McKinnon now to return. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 20. From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with the Houston Texans. To return, it's McKinnon. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here now, the first NFL carry for the LSU man. It's Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Shaq Lawson on the tackle.
There on the tackle, Shaq Lawson.
5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Six yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move it back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complementary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
Room to run again. And down to the 16-yard line. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. 2nd and 2. First down marker at the 5-yard line. Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
They'll try to run with Edwards-Helaire. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Stop short.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll run. Here's Burton, the fullback. And he's not going to push his way forward. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. Yeah, boy, a good surge defensively. It'll depend on the mark, but I'm not sure he got there. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
It's now 4th and goal.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They get this out quickly to the left side. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Mecole Hardman taking it in. And the Chiefs take it right down and score on the opening drive. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC.
Mix the score. Chiefs 7, Texans nothing. Harrison Butker to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
And for the Texans here, you wonder just how long it's going to take to get over the loss to the Chiefs in the postseason last year in the divisional round. Yeah, the Texans had a 24-0 lead on the road. Normally, you'd consider that ball game, but not when Patrick Mahomes is on the other side of the field, as those Chiefs rallied back to win one of 3 times in those playoffs where they trailed by double digits and came back to get the victory.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun on third, Watson. He'll find Lindsey here. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. This seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on third down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
On first down, it's Watson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And now it's second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
They work again from the 38 on second and 10. Lindsey on the toss left. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Throwing on third down, Watson. That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Watson. Quick hitch, complete. It's Lindsey. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Looking to throw again on second down. Watson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. Watson looks to throw again. He's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Taco Charlton drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
4th down.
On is the punter, Johnston now, as he sends this one away. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return.
And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
23-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Edwards-Helaire, the ball carrier.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you can see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
At the 21-yard line.
Watson now to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Lindsey. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep. 1st and goal. They'll run with Lindsey. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Philip Lindsey taking it in. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. And it's up and good.
That ties the game at 7. Kaimi Fairbairn.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. There'll be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
He's making quite a splash here in his NFL debut.
Well, he was advertised as being NFL ready, and both you and I tend to arch an eyebrow a little bit when we first hear that. But I think that they were right about this one.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. The 30. They'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Shaq Lawson.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well, so you won't want to miss that. A lot going on here. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Mecole Hardman, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Makes the score Chiefs 14. Texans.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
That's the reason we go for it. Circle around twice with the encore. If you know, you know.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. He's letting it fly. He's got a man complete. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41.
A gain of 40 yards.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt.
Watson on the
He was looking to get it to Phillip Lindsay there. And it's 2nd down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
And they'll get him down right around the 16.
on the carry.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
At the 16.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
From the 16, Watson. That's complete right around the 8.
And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. From the gun, here's Watson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Will Parks.
And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a 1st down.
Now, these two quarterbacks in this one, Mahomes and Watson, so much in common. Drafted 2 picks apart from one another in 2017. Mahomes going 10th to Kansas City. Watson at 12 to Houston. Both Pro Bowlers early in their careers, of course. And Mahomes has the MVP and a Super Bowl ring, so he kind of has the leg up to this point.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a 1st.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
And again, it's Mahomes. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
And incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Final shot before the half for Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah. Will they make up for it? So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Steps away. He's going to take off with it. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. They'll run here with Lindsey. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
The tackle made by
Tackled there by Monte Nicholson. They tried to run it to the short side of the field. There just wasn't a whole lot of room to work with.
Yeah, it seems like things just kept getting strung out towards the sideline, and it kept looking for a spot to dive up into the gap. There just wasn't one, so that turned into nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
And no gain. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll try the air now with Watson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
3 yards.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
Punt formation.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stop him behind the line for the 2nd straight play. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he will have a Chiefs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
At the 22-yard line.
Here's Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB.
A quick throw out to Hardman on the perimeter. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A gain of 13. It's a first down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now Edwards-Helaire, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Made by Christian
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 43.
Now a guy who missed the last 2 full seasons, it's Jerick McKinnon.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
No game.
Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
That's good.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here comes Edwards-Helaire on the toss right.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. Flush to his right. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs. Able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Will Parks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. A shotgun snap for Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, there's a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
And the Chiefs are going to get him. Taco Charlton able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal? The gun, Watson lets it fly deep for Cobb. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
Watson on 1st down. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Add this game to the last one, and they move the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the red zone now, Watson eluding the pressure right. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. The 20.
Greatest show on earth, baby.
And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year, week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Chiefs 31, Texans 7. Harrison Butker to kick off.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And no doubt this is not the way that they had hoped to open their season. Thoroughly outplayed here in front of the national audience.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On second down, a run with Lindsey. He'll have a first down past the 40, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Defensively, with this lead in the fourth quarter, I guess you can allow a run of that magnitude.
You're right about that, but really the focus has got to be don't fall in love with the idea that you're getting big runs now. You're right. They're actually being allowed. They've got to think really hard about getting some chunk plays through the air, too.
He was brought down there by Will Parks.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Gain on the play.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On third down, Watson. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's fourth down.
That's the reason we go for circle round twice for the encore.
Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on fourth. On fourth down, Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Frank Clark. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. So first and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. That catch good for only a couple.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Flushed out right. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. You think about it, Charles, this is not a quarterback that's used to running the football a lot, and that time he was loose with it, had it knocked free.
He always has to think to himself that there's always going to be traffic around because of what you just said. Not that elusive, not going to get into the open field very often. Remember, he's not Lamar Jackson, not Michael Vick back in the day. Always has to protect the football because there's always going to be people around.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line.
27 on the play.
A very solid gain of 27. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
And the Texans first down.
On first down, Watson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
On second and 10, Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Charvarius Ward.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for... And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32.
Continuing to keep their foot on the gas, and it looks like they're just having fun out there. They're loose, they're free, and they're enjoying what the scoreboard looks like.
I'd have to say I agree with you totally. They're having a blast.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Big Shaq Lawson gets the sack there. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And the pressure gets to him again. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Let's go, D. Check 12, 15.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Deshaun Watson sacked. Fumble on the play. Recovered by Houston.
Now Kaimi Fairbairn out for the field goal try for the Texans. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. Man open left side is Brown. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for two.
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic.
One last throw here for Watson. And that's caught for the additional 2 points. It'll only matter to the final scoreline, and that is the final act of this game. Well, at least at the very end, there's something to take away. They lost the game, but got in the end zone, got a 2-point conversion as well. I don't know, though. In the end, you still lost the football game.
You still lost the game, but maybe they were just capitalizing on the flurry at the end, right? You scored the touchdown, keep the momentum going, go for 2. Maybe they're working on something for down the road. As you said, it doesn't matter. You lose the game, but you finish with a touchdown and a successful 2-point conversion.
Some sort of a building block.
Yeah, something.
So for the Chiefs, They begin the new campaign with a victory here in front of the home crowd in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.